Hi everyone, I'm Mary, and today we're looking at the numbskulls explaining Khorne to my girlfriend. This is a Warhammer 40k video. I'm a complete and utter sucker for anything that involves just talking more about the lore and trying to explain it in such a way that more people can get into it, because frankly, while I know a lot about the lore at this point, that means very little, because there's always more to find out, because there's been literal decades of writing, and some of it is good, some of it is Inquisitor, and yeah, joking aside, I'm actually looking forward to this, because the last time around, the numbskulls had a really interesting take on someone who has a little knowledge just based on osmosis, probably from, well, being around people who are fans. And it was kind of cool to see what they would highlight, what kind of information would be extra that they would drop into someone who's not quite a newbie, but isn't completely immersed in it. So it's just that middle ground between you're not quite new, but you're also still getting into it. It's an intermediate stage of introduction to Warhammer 40k, and I kind of like seeing that as opposed to Bricky, where it's very much, here's the absolute step one basics to get in there and bash your face against it. I like seeing how different people approach this, and this is fun. We're going to do it. You guys know the deal. Link below, video. Hit it up. Let's get started.
This is my girlfriend. She knows nothing about Warhammer.
Well, that's not entirely
I
accurate.
know some things about Warhammer.
Yeah.
In this
Ooh,
series,
Total War. I know
I'll
that
be
one.
summarizing for
Need to
her
play that, so
stories
I have
and
the
lore
game.
from the grim dark world of 40k and
Wait,
fantasy.
is that a... Which one was... Okay, I think I... Whoa. Oh, he said grim dark, and it's all the bright and colorful pastel variations possible, and... Goddamn, I'm actually impressed by the painting job on some of these. It's like bones and brightly colored... Oh yeah, there's a little blood on there too. They actually got white to look good. Holy shit.
Dark world of 40k and fantasy.
Did I say gay warriors?
This episode will be covering
I don't know anything
Khorne,
about
the
fantasy, though.
chaos
That-
god of blood and murder, and his legion
That
of
would be why
demons.
fantasy's in,
I'm
yeah.
bound to miss
Is
some
he's in
details,
both.
or might even be completely wrong on some things. So if you'd like, you should try playing Total
The
War
AOS
Warhammer
fantasy
3.
side, I don't know
Although
nearly
maybe
enough
not right
about.
now, because the game is currently on fire. Why can
What
Nikai
happened?
not recruit Kroxigors into his army? Why did it take a year for chariots to function? When will Karl Franz catch a break? How do you expect me to pay $25 for a DLC that has less content than your previous one? Creative Assembly, you have forced my hand. I am personally sending my army of 4 billion rats to your offices, and
Oh, also known as a small Skaven army. Again, I've only been told that's a joke that follows with AOS and fantasy. I haven't played, except for a handful of games that I'm pretty sure I did wrong. Yeah, I have this game. I have no idea what the drama is, and I think I'm going to keep it that way.
just so you know,
God.
they're not hungry. They're starving.
Isn't that just
Anyway, where
general
was I?
rats?
Oh yeah, demons. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting us on Patreon. And without further ado, let's get started. Demon! Demon! Hi, Carrie.
Greymon. Oh, hi.
Ooh, I actually
We'll learn
remember
about
that series.
demons today.
Demon.
Yeah, demon.
Oh.
We love demons.
We love demons.
So you actually know a little bit
Okay, dear God, I'm going to get diabetes. That's so sweet. Seriously, they're doing good chemistry. If nothing else, they definitely show it well.
about chaos and demons and stuff already. Would you like to talk about what you already know?
Okay,
Ooh.
so there are microscopic flaws on your fingers, on your flesh, and that makes the water droplet go
what?
microscopic. Microscopic. Like can't even see them. And then
Wait a minute.
so it's actually mathematic randomosity. Jurassic. Da 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 da.
No, I knew
We're talking
what you
about
were
some
going
different
for,
stuff,
but,
aren't
like,
we?
Alex and I talk about
The cha-
demons and
yeah,
the warp
so
and
I know
stuff, the
there's
chaos.
4, and they all have the same
Yeah.
objective.
See, this is completely unrational. Slaanesh looks way too generally peaceful, and not nearly deranged enough. Not nearly deranged enough. Nurgle fits,
But they don't work together. They're like chaotic.
except for when they do,
Energy.
but then they
Yeah,
don't.
it's very chaotic.
Yeah.
The chaos gods are chaotic. Big whoop.
One of them's hungry. One of them's horny.
Yeah.
One of them's. That's all I got.
Okay.
And blood.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
High
yeah.
fructose
So-
blood series. I don't.
We're gonna go through one by one.
Oh God, he's a
Today
bloody
we're
rage
going to be
addict.
focusing on Khorne.
Corn.
It's pretty
he's,
corny.
He's the angry one.
Oh.
He's the
It had to be said. I regret nothing except for the fact that I said it.
blood god.
Is his name Cobb?
No.
Oh.
His name's Khorne.
What if his last name was Cobb?
I don't think they have last
I
names.
think he has it.
Oh.
So really to go like give a basic overall summary of the Chaos Gods, think of them as like siblings.
Yeah.
Ish.
They all want the same thing like you said, but they're always fighting and arguing with each other and they're smashing their toys against each other.
It's the
It's just
Greeks. And I mean that as the
Yes.
Greek gods, not correct.
Yes. Dude,
I know it's a little off basis here, but it's kind of funny considering she's comparing it to the Greek gods, but in lore, it's kind of hinted at that would literally be the Emperor and some of the other perpetuals. Maybe. Hinted at. Sometimes they use the name. Sometimes it's completely coincidental. Sometimes they're stealing it. Sometimes they're not. I don't know which one it could go for, but it could be that way. It could also just be that it was the Chaos Gods and then the Emperor's just taking over because they forgot shit over time, which apparently is a thing that they do. Which would make it even more funny to me, but yeah. Information loss. It's fun.
Those Greeks, they just they just start
Someone get me a
smashing-
souvlaki.
Oh, that's actually really good shit too.
God, I could go for a soup.
It really is. Yeah, I can completely get that.
It's just
Shouldn't have watched this
unfortunate
while
that these
hungry.
chaos gods, they're playing with their toys, and those toys are just,
People,
people.
buildings.
Yeah.
It's not great.
This is my son. I hate him. And it's Angron in Korn's fist.
I mean, what you
It's
gonna
an
do?
adorable little
We're gonna
Angron.
start with the oldest sibling.
Okay.
Korn.
Yeah.
Right.
Korn is an angry god of blood and violence.
Right. As most older siblings.
Yeah, it's true.
Can confirm.
Speaking as an older sibling, yes.
Oh no.
It's completely
Are
true.
you the older sibling?
No, I'm the
Which one are you,
young
Jenny?
one.
Little sister.
I'm little sister.
So, Korn is probably the chaos god that people as a whole in the world are most familiar with, because if you've ever seen a meme that has the text,
Blood from the Blood Gods. Of course. And it's just the turtle going to a raspberry. There's an entire brand of YouTube that's just cute little animals eating fruit that makes them look like murderers. I don't know why it's a thing, and it's cute, but also at the same time, I'm a little afraid of the people who specifically look for that. There's a component of, oh, it's cute, but also, I think the people looking at this should be on a list. What kind of list? I don't know, but they're probably on one. It probably involves potato peelers. And enough said about that, the better.
blood for the blood god or skulls for the skull throne, that's Korn's thing. That is like a direct quote that his followers yell out as
lot.
they are,
He's
you know,
very good at making actionable steps. You know, like some gods are
It's
like, I
true.
want a
Yeah.
sacrifice. And then they're like, no, not that one. He knows what he wants and he
Doesn't even care where he
asks for
gets it.
That's very nice.
Yes. Korn does not
He's
care
accommodating
from
that
where
way.
the blood flows, as long as it does indeed flow.
He doesn't discriminate. What a guy.
Blood
What a
is
guy.
blood.
He doesn't discriminate. He doesn't care. Like, you got skulls? Cool. You got blood?
What is he holding? I almost wanted to say the Puerto Rican flag, but I don't know what that looks like. Mostly because I don't know most flags now that I think about it for any single state or territory. I almost thought they were going to do the Mr. Incredible meme of this is this, but no, they're just putting the words up and it's not actually the meme. Maybe they'll make a mention, but it's actually bugging me. I have no idea what that is.
Even better.
He
Like,
liked
he
me.
is
I have
super
both
down.
of those.
Yeah, he likes me. He really
Blood
likes
and
me.
skulls.
Korn's
But
all
not
about
together.
murder and brutality and all that fun stuff. But also,
Patron saint of New Jersey dads.
he's about honor and glory and, like, dueling.
Does he happen to think that when you die, you come back in like another person from your tribe?
No, but
I mean, there's a few others who would do that. Also, the honor one is debatable. Kind of like he's a version of Psychers. As you'll find out from a lot of Chaos Gods, they have hard rules that they never break except for when they look the other way, and it kind of happens. I'm looking at you, Korn-empowered Lorgar, and he's a Psyker. Yeah. Although in general, it involved Lorgar, so it was definitely a mistake. We can give him one.
if you're a really good fighter, Korn might bring you back because you fought really well.
Yep.
Yeah, but not in a good way, right?
Usually not in a good way. The one exception being, and this is just because I find it funny, when a bunch of orcs got stuck in the warp, they landed on a planet with a bunch of chaos demons of Korn, and he keeps bringing them back every day because while the orcs aren't corrupted by chaos, they literally get an unending wog against a tide that they get to keep fighting against endlessly forever. And for them, they've just sent it to paradise because it's an unending war where they can fight and die as much as they want. And Korn's just going like, you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying it too, but this feels wrong. Also, I don't know why I'm giving that accent to him, but in my head, that's how he sounds. It's weird. I'm aware of that.
Right?
Sometimes his followers are fighting and like, oh, my arm came off. But then Korn acknowledges that you're doing really, really well. So then a new arm made out of like blood magic will just form.
So pick
Ah.
one.
Korn's positive reinforcement is telling you, you're doing great, champ. Keep going.
Aww.
He would never try to trick you. He wouldn't deceive you, but he would kill you without any hesitation whatsoever.
I will heavily disagree on the try to trick you part. Korn can do that. He has done that. It's just not his first option. But there are plenty of warlords who follow him that are tricky. And then there's Angron, who's incredibly straightforward and stupid. Honestly, I think that's just a narrative loop, and I got issues with his characterization. That's just me. I think he's great for what he did, but they really dropped the ball on Angron as a character. In and out of meta knowledge. Yeah.
Right. He's not Loki.
His followers are psychos.
Oh.
They're
Mephica
always looking for
small.
their next battle, even going so far as to fight each other when there's
Yeah.
no one else around, because Korn does not care from
Just
where
keep
the
it going.
blood flows. Doesn't matter if it's yours, doesn't matter if it's your buddies. As long as it's going, Korn's A-okay. He's like, hey man, that's awesome. You keep going.
I see how this could become
A cult.
a problem.
Well,
Yeah.
Korn is
difference
arguably the
there.
most powerful of the Chaos Gods because it's called Warhammer, right?
I mean, the tagline is there is only war, so yeah, he's more or less just sitting back going, I mean, I already won, the others just got to figure it out at this point. And it would be completely accurate.
There's war all the time.
Well,
There is never not war.
so the gluttonous
Yeah.
one would probably be more powerful if this was Vorhammer.
I'm not going to acknowledge that. We're just
No comments, nothing to say, nothing happened. I didn't just repress the last 5 seconds. Nothing to see there, folks.
gonna move on.
Yeah.
This episode's not about him. It's about Korn. Korn's my favorite Chaos God.
Aww.
I
He
love
is
him.
awesome.
He's great.
Okay, I want to know more about him.
Well, we're gonna talk about some of his demons that Korn's got.
Demon.
Demon! Your basic demon of Korn
Greymon.
is called a bloodletter.
Oh shit!
They're
Look at
your
him.
standard
Yep.
demon. They get up in your face and they
Big,
want to rip your head
red,
off,
spiky.
you know.
Right. Is he from the mines of Moria by any chance?
Kind of looks like it,
Dumpy.
actually.
They do have a bit of a dumpy. There's nothing really to them. They're
Dumpy?
very like your classic demon, satanic kind of deal.
Okay.
They're really neat. I like them.
Cool. What do they want?
They want to
Murder.
kill you.
Oh, okay.
The most notable
Murder.
bloodletter is a
Blood.
demon. It's a demon named Skulltaker. Can you guess what he does?
Chiropractic.
My God.
Sure.
He
Like
helps
that
straight down
guy
your
from
spine.
Naruto
by
that I
taking
told
parts
you
of it out.
about, Kimimaru.
Sure.
I forgot about that guy.
Don't know who that is
He whips
yet.
his bones at people.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't do that in
Skulltaker
public.
Was born out of a pool of blood, and upon being created, he immediately turned to the nearest demon and ripped its head off.
Oh,
Korn was like, "Huh, that's never happened before. That's metal."
that's metal, bro.
Oh my God, he's
awesome.
posing.
I like this one.
Yeah, literally, he was like, "I like this one. You will be called Skulltaker."
Good.
It is said Skulltaker collects so many skulls that he has his own collection, of which only a fraction is sent to the blood god. His entire cloak is just made of skulls.
Damn. He's got his
Damn.
brand figured out at least.
Yeah, he's got like his whole deal. He's got like,
A web.
He has basically a JoJo pose level. Oh, I get it. That's why he's standing. It's his own stand pose.
Website. He's got his logo.
"Do you need skulls taken? Call me."
His email signature is like, cheers, all the
Damn.
best, blood for
Blood
the blood
skulls.
god.
I can't come in on Wednesday. I'm busy going to be skull taking. I
Yeah.
need more
That's
skulls.
the collection day. The storefront isn't
Whew.
open.
Yeah,
Skulls
you
all
can't
day
have
this
big
week.
Restock. It's a
inventory that
popular
day. Yeah.
business.
I
Oh
mean,
my
Korn's pretty
God.
happy with him, so you know he's doing his thing. So he keeps like blessing this guy, going like, "Hey man, you brought me like another 200 skulls today. That's awesome. You're now like 10% stronger or whatever,
Aw,
right?
he's
However Korn
leveling.
does things.
Basically,
pretty much.
yeah.
So usually bloodletters and all of Korn's demons can be seen with flesh hounds, which are, I like to call them corn dogs.
Oh, babies.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're great. They are so cute.
Admittedly, I kind of like the model back when they were absolutely abysmal prior to the 8th Legion kind of becoming its own thing again. The entire Legion of the World Eaters coming back and becoming incredibly strong. As the few times I played them, getting bashed in the face horribly because I didn't know what they did. How was I to know that 28 inches on turn 1 is a completely normal distance to charge? Yeah, that was a surprise going into 10th. Fun though, because it's like, ooh, new things. Also, corn dogs. They're just kind of fun to see on the tabletop.
Oh,
Very, very adorable.
love little hellhounds.
Not nearly enough of
And
them.
typically, bloodletters are riding on these things called juggernauts, which are these
I don't know, I don't like these nearly as
armored
much.
cyborg dog rhino.
Ugly dog.
Wait, the dogs aren't the mounts.
things?
The dogs ride mounts.
No,
That
no, no, no.
would be
the bloodletters
awesome.
Ride the juggernauts. The dogs are just dogs. They go out and they like hunt.
Ah, yes.
Think of the juggernauts as like
Superdog.
wargs from Lord of the Rings. You
Ah.
don't want to be in the way of one. It's gonna tear you apart.
Yep.
Right, okay.
The generals of Korn's armies are called bloodthirsters.
Ah, okay.
Now, these guys are real tough and real scary. If you're a bloodletter and you are doing great, Korn's gonna be like, hey, check this out. And he's gonna like bathe you in fire and blood, and you're gonna come out as a bloodthirster. You're gonna like level up.
But okay, so this is a good furnace as opposed to the TSA
Oh yeah, it's like a good first.
with Jim.
Oh my God. Why do you have to say a TSA with Jim? I'm not even sure if they mean a Jim as in it's all sweaty or Jim as in there's a guy they know named Jit who went to the TSA and enjoyed it too much. Considering some of the earlier statements, let's ignore all of this because it might be accurate.
Yeah, should a demon do well
R.I.P.
enough,
Jim.
Korn will probably make them into a bloodthirster, although that's sort of up to debate because, you know, demons and a lot of the information about this stuff is based on human perspectives.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of he said, she said kind of deal.
He ate
But
her,
the most
she.
iconic bloodthirster, at least
She
in
drank
my
the blood and
opinion,
ripped the skull off
is
of him.
a guy
It
named
goes either way.
Scarbrand.
Oh, I
know
forgot
that
about
name.
him.
Once upon a time, Scarbrand was Korn's greatest champion. He would go out, destroy whatever was in his way, and he got a lot, and I mean a lot, of good boy points with Korn.
Oh.
He was like Korn's favorite
Yeah,
guy.
that fell off.
It was said that Scarbrand could destroy a city with one swing of his arm.
Is this why his god then gave him the main villain role in Ring Fit Adventure?
You're saying he looks like the dragon from Ring Fit?
Yeah, I've battled this
I don't
dude.
know.
I don't know anything about Ring Fit, so this is completely a reference I don't get. But I kind of want someone to kit bash a leotard onto this guy now because it's hilarious to me.
With
Oh
my
my
muscles.
God. I actually need to find this after the
I
video.
mean, that could be interesting if you could mod it and just like instead of the dragon, it's just Scar.
See?
He tries to freaking kill me.
You want to
Rather
work
than
out?
looking
I want your
being like,
head.
Good job. Your form is great. It's like
Also
"Oh,
run!"
Great.
It's just Scarbrand. He's like, you better do more push-ups or I'll fucking cut your head off. Yeah, so Scarbrand's real strong.
Great.
This gave him quite the ego. And one day,
Jim Bro.
Scarbrand, you know, he's doing his thing. He's destroying all these towns and settlements and stuff, raining chaos everywhere in Korn's name. And he starts to get a little whisper in his ear. Just a little, like a little songbird. Just
I actually don't
telling him,
know anything
like,
about the story he's telling
you
you right
know,
now, so this is new.
Scarbrand, you are the best demon that ever was. You are the
Ooh.
greatest demon that is in Korn's armies. You know what, Scarbrand? You're stronger
Who's
than
doing this?
Korn.
Probably Slanesh.
And so Scarbrand thought about this for a while, and he kind of ruminated on it, sort of digested it.
Further proof he's not a thinker because most demons, I think, do realize they are part of the greater demon or, well, part of the Chaos God. They're literally just extensions of them. Sort of. Sometimes. It gets weird, but they're kind of, but also kind of not part of the same being. it gets weird with some of the demons. And mostly I'm talking about Fate Weaver Kairos, how he is part of Tzeentch, but also Tzeentch can't always touch his mind because he saw shit that would break the god. And that's only if that specific story I'm referring to is even canon, which is always debatable because it's 40K. I'm getting a little off topic. It's nothing to do with Khorne, but yeah, the idea of basically overturning yourself is kind of crazy. But, you know, chaos is self-defeating. Crazy.
One day, he's being congratulated by Khorne, and, you know, he's at this big ceremony, and he's just like...
Blood everywhere,
hey,
a few
Dad,
dead skulls.
I did such a great job. And Khorne is like, you did, my son. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you.
You're winning,
and then
son.
Khorne turned around.
Uh-oh.
And Skarbrand, in a fit of rage, tried to strike Khorne down.
Oh.
Khorne took this...
badly.
very poorly.
I have made an error. I
Yup.
didn't mean it. It was just a joke.
It was a prank. Dad, it was a prank. Dad!
Oh my god, I actually know the meme right now. And they gave him a caked up butt. Oh my god. And the fact that I even recognize what the phrase caked up means is, oh god, I'm being corrupted again. There was a time where I didn't know what that phrase meant. That time has passed. I didn't know anything about him betraying Khorne. The fact that fewer demons do that and then still exist is making sense, actually. The fact that the Skarbrand still exists at all is weird. Although he doesn't care who the blood flows from. I guess that includes himself. Does he have blood to flow? I do not know.
He just wanted to start his YouTube career.
Oh, God.
Khorne grabbed Skarbrand and yeeted him across the sky. Skarbrand flew in a fiery comet for 8 days and 8 nights until plummeting into the ground. Since that day, Skarbrand has lost his entire personality. His sanity, gone. And he just keeps killing and offering skulls up to Khorne, but he has no idea why. And he has this guilt inside him, and he has this need to redeem himself. But he has no idea, and that is the cruelest thing that Khorne could have possibly done to him. In Total War Warhammer, in the single-player campaign, you know how, like, everybody's trying to get the bear. That's, like, the big plot.
Yeah,
bear?
I remember the bear.
They're trying to get the bear. So if you play a Skarbrand and you win, obviously you're gonna offer up the bear's skull as as an offering.
Right.
And it says that Skarbrand offers up the skull of the bear to the god Khorne, and all he is met with is laughter. So...
bro's gotta go out and get his own
Yeah?
job.
Well, here's the thing. That little whispering in his ear,
right,
and, like, you know, flaming his ego and stuff.
Tzeentch?
That was Tzeentch.
Called it!
The other god of chaos.
Uh-oh.
He's the deceitful one. The tricksy one.
The less powerful one. Those air quotes are so damn needed with every single one of the Chaos Gods.
The one who always has a plan. He tricked Skarbrand.
He has a plan
in
for
order
a plan.
to
With a
try
plan
and
on the
attack
side of a
Khorne.
plan.
And it's theorized that at the end of Total War Warhammer, the laughing that Skarbrand hears is actually Tzeentch, who has tricked him once again into giving him the skull of the bear.
Right.
Rather than Khorne.
Okay.
It's really tragic. I feel bad for my boy Skarbrand. I feel so bad for him all the time.
It sounds like he's going to be scarred from this.
But
he's a
you
little
can even say
scarred from it.
branded.
He's got he's like half of his face is just gone. A couple of his horns are broken. His wings are actually like demolished. He cannot fly
How
anymore.
does he get anywhere?
He just walks.
Oh no. So why didn't he just get yeeted again? Couldn't he just ask? I guess he won't remember.
Sorry, what?
Well, I mean, if he's trying to get around, he can't do anything.
Ask for
just
the
get
Yeet
yeeted
Express.
again. Get somebody to throw you. Just don't tell the elf.
I don't know if Skarbrand would ever
Sorry, I wasn't expecting a Lord of the Rings reference. That got me. Oh, man.
his own will try to attack Khorne. This is why Tzeentch tricking him is so important, because it's the flaming of his ego that caused him to do that, not his own will.
Yeah, I know. It's fair. It's like, oh, I'm
still
put
weird
an
that
apple in an
Skarbrand
orchard.
exists,
Don't
though.
eat it. Snake.
Granted, they're
You
kind of
think
eternal.
about if I did the right thing and you did the wrong thing? Wouldn't that be funny?
Interesting.
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 That's pretty much Khorne demons.
User have used an example that might be counting as digging yourself into a hole. Do you want to reconsider?
Doesn't doesn't seem to be doing well. What is his grand goal? What is this blood accomplishing for him?
Power.
Like, he drinks it and
Power.
he
Just
levels
power.
up?
He gets
No,
more power.
It's just,
Technically
where
leveling
there
up.
is war, there is corn, and he gets his power from
It's
war
literally just
and
power is an
battle and
addiction.
blood and conquest and so on and so forth.
So what if there was none? What if
He died.
we just fizzle out?
I guess he would just fizzle out, yeah.
So
It's
what you're
the ultimate
saying
irony.
is
If he
everybody just
succeeds,
needs
he
to
loses.
talk.
Good luck having
Wait,
people.
what?
So what you're saying is everybody just needs to talk.
Good luck.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought she said everyone just needs TikTok. And I'm like, wouldn't that make fighting worse? No, she meant actual talking. Oh, God, I think I just gave myself away as being perpetually online because I immediately didn't hear the word talk and assumed they meant TikTok because that is a thing people do. I am judging myself so hard right now.
Having people in Warhammer just talk about their problems.
It has happened, usually during combat where they ignore each other. Specifically, the one that comes to mind is when there was a fight between, and this is going to be weird because it actually happened, Guilliman and Puffy Boy. I forgot his name. Death Guard Primarch. That's probably not important. But they took it aside and they were talking. And it's like, hey, why don't you come back over to our side? And, there was an option he considered, but then chose not to. But they did talk it out. It didn't help, but they did it. Which to me is weird. Or was it Magnus he did it with? I could probably phrase that better, but you know what I mean. I can't remember if it was the Death Guard Primarch or Magnus that he had the talk with. Yeah, but one of his brothers, Guilliman, did talk to when they were already fully demon after everything happened when he came back. And they still chose to go full evil, but at the same time, they considered it. They talked about it. Yeah, so you can talk out your feelings here. It just doesn't help. Admittedly, I kind of like that they did put it there just because it gives a lot more agency, which is always debatable in 40K, considering, when you're a worshiper of Chaos Gods, you are literally a puppet. Agency is not a thing. Showing it is huge. Doesn't help, but it's huge. Personal opinion, at least.
I mean, how else do they get anywhere? They're coordinated.
Well, some of the things in Warhammer are literal bugs that eat everything, so I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a lot of talking for them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Someone
bugs
tried,
I
though.
Can't negotiate with
Someone tried.
Yeah, you can't really negotiate with bugs.
It
that
didn't
wanna
work.
eat everything.
unless it's like the Ujan Vong, but that's like a whole.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah. Any questions about Khorne, his
Fusion Vong, good arc.
deal? Any
Some
demon
stupid stories.
questions? We talked about Skull Taker, talked about Scarbrand.
So he's been around. So Khorne has been around like forever.
I did my best trying to see when Khorne kind of came into existence.
And
Right.
there's no answer.
There's two theories.
Okay.
One, he came into existence at the dawn of time,
Right.
Maybe.
where, there has always been war. There's always been like conflict and battles and stuff. So that's where he sort of manifested. So he's
And the other
that
option?
would lend him credence to being the oldest.
I think I know what this is
sibling
going to be,
of the
but
Chaos Gods. Although some sources say that he came into being around the medieval ages of human history.
oh, that is not the source I was expecting him to say. Now, I've not heard the source he's citing right now, so I have no idea about that one. But the early, I am the oldest because I came in since there was only ever war, is a source I've heard. The other one I've heard is that he came in during the War in Heaven because there was so much war, he was created as an after effect from some of the old Chaos weapons. Or, well, it wouldn't be Chaos weapons, it would be the old ones' weapons that used what became Chaos. Do you know for sure? No! No one does, because it's not explicit. If anything, Games Workshop goes out of its way to make it as freaking vague as possible and hint at things, but never say it. It might be. Could also be completely wrong. I don't know. Not sure what he means about the Middle Ages of humans, though.
Which is,
Like the Spanish Inquisition kind of idea.
I guess, but that also doesn't make a lot of sense.
Because they were not the
because
newest
that's
race.
pretty relatively
oldest.
recent in history. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So let's go with the idea that he has been around since the dawn of time.
Okay.
And he sits in his brass citadel on top of his skull throne.
Although, considering time is retroactive in the warp, both could be true because it could be a Slaanesh situation where Slaanesh always existed, but also they specifically came about after the fall of technology, where the rift opened and the Eldar fucked themselves. Take that as many ways as possible. They're all accurate to this situation. And then, even though she was born later, she was also born earlier because time is wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, and also broken. Yeah. So, maybe human Middle Ages, but then also forever was exactly accurate? It's really hard to say.
With like lakes of blood.
I wish I knew more about the story saying that he was born
then.
then.
Chaos.
Thinking about how cool he is.
Pretty much.
Waiting for people to do all his work for him. Oh my god, it's Andrew Tate.
Kind of. But like, Khorne actually doesn't discriminate against people, so
okay.
You know,
slightly morally upstanding by comparison.
Khorne does not care from where the blood flows.
Right. What if it was Khorne's blood? Like, what?
We don't know if Khorne has blood.
Oh.
That would be why he wants more of it. Also, because every Chaos God is a hypocrite, he probably cares then. It's like, you know what? I meant everyone else, not me. Because on the one hand, it's against his entire nature to care where it comes. On the other hand, hypocrisy.
I would hope at this point, if he's been trying to get it this long.
Honestly, I think a lot of the Chaos Gods just have like an aesthetic, and they're like really into that aesthetic.
Yeah.
So they're just like, I need to decorate my realm of chaos. I need help from mortals. You there, you will get me skulls for my skull throne. And you, I need blood, so go cause a lot of carnage. Go!
They went to like the Paris catacombs, and he was like, this is
Oh god, he would probably love
He
that.
would get so excited
What
at the Paris catacombs. He'd be like, oh.
Yeah, that is real. I keep forgetting they did this. It was artistically reinterring all the people's bodies. And then you just walk past all the dead people. It is really disturbing. Especially because there's so much of it that's not open, and you can get lost if you don't make the right turn.
Oh, this place is sick.
As Above, So Below is like his favorite movie.
He just starts like taking some of the skulls from the walls.
Mine.
And like, you can't do that. He's like, I'm the god of blood. I can do what I want.
I like that he's got his prerogatives lined up. Like he's got, again, like I feel like if I worked for this guy, I could make him like a spreadsheet and like work it out.
Oh yeah, like the most efficient way to like kill and get skulls and stuff.
Oh and just like how many skulls you
I mean,
can
if you manage to kill enough people to
based
make the
on,
spreadsheet
like,
stand
last
out,
year's
she'd probably get away with it
trends
too.
and, you know, expected
he probably
growth.
wouldn't be able to read it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could put
he
visuals.
probably wouldn't be able to read it, but he would appreciate
emojis.
it.
I could just, rather than typing like 2,000 skulls, I can just
a
put in
blood
2,000
drop
skull
everywhere.
emojis.
He would really
love
like
this
that.
plan.
Oh, well, I could do that. It's important
Yeah,
to
he would
consider
really like
different
that.
abilities.
It's true. He's very mad all the time, but honestly, he's my favorite Chaos God because he's by far the simplest. He's
Fair.
very honest with what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes, but also no, because Khorne has been shown to be somewhat deceptive. He's honorable until he doesn't want to be. And again, I mentioned it earlier. He empowered Lorgar, man. Ugh. Nah, not just letting my distaste for Lorgar get in the way of anything. I'm actively encouraging my distaste for Lorgar because it is legitimately a pedestal to actually respecting anyone. You don't respect Lorgar or anything associated with him. Fuck Lorgar. The only thing worse is Erebus because he's just there to be hated. Granted, he's a well-written character who exists to be hated. But also you still hate him.
It's like, hey, I like skulls, I like blood. You want to worship me? You gotta do a lot of murder. And you're like, oh yeah, like I'm down with that.
I can do that.
I could do that.
I know how to do that. Because like that's
Favorite
the
movie?
thing with other
Bloodsport.
gods. It's like, why is it so confusing?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
just tell me
Tzeentch
what you
intentionally.
want. It's like a relationship.
Well,
that's
like, you know,
because
the
they
first few
can't say
relationships
things
you
in
have before
public.
you like start to like love yourself. And realistically, if a person just communicated.
Well, the first date, Khorne just like sits down and he's like,
I think she was giving a hint here.
And realistically, if a person just communicated.
well, the first date, Khorne just like sits down and he's like, this is what I want. I want skulls. I want murder.
Well, that's good because then you can like not waste your time. Like if you don't want to be like a crazy murderer, then you can like move on.
Yeah.
Are we
But if you
really
like
think it's
have the
domestic?
thirst, then
I'm not sure we're not.
You know where you're going.
Meanwhile, Tzeentch is like, you never know what the hell he wants.
And neither
It's
does
always
he.
Changing. And sometimes you do things wrong, and he's like, that's exactly what I wanted. And you're like, okay.
A moving
whatever, Tzeentch.
goalpost does no one any favor.
You're assuming there is a goalpost. And that's part of the illusion. It's a joke, but also completely accurate.
Yeah, but it's like constantly a part of his grand plan or whatever.
I mean, I'm sure that's
If
what
you
Elon
plan to
Musk
fail
would
and
say.
win at the same
What would you
time,
say is your
you
favorite
succeed
Khorne thing?
and fail.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Corn's like little ears perk up. You're like, wait a minute. What was that? Hold up.
You don't own me. I ain't signed no contract.
What was that?
An opinion.
Did you though without
You're
realizing?
not used to hearing them from women?
Oh,
Sorry, you're not gonna like me.
Starts sharpening his axes, and he's like, I don't like that.
Too bad. I've seen more blood in my time. Women know
Damn.
more of blood than men.
Honestly,
and their silly
Corn's probably
knives.
super down with women. He's
I
like,
was
you
gonna
guys
say,
bleed every month? That's hardcore.
You think like menstruation?
Menstruation? That's fucking radical. Awesome.
Okay, they went there. Oh, wow. There are so many things I can't say right now because my wife is in the other room and she will hear me. And then Corn would be very pleased because there will be much bloodshed. Oh, my God. I don't even... Corn doesn't care where the blood flows from, but a monthly soft sacrifice would probably work. I really hope my wife never sees this. Oh my God, if she does, I am so in the doghouse. I should probably just go prep the couch right now. Oh,
Awesome.
God.
Keep doing that.
So it's not about the pain or the suffering. It is literally like the blood.
Yes, the suffering stuff is more of a Slanesh thing, but we'll get into that when we talk about Slanesh.
Could you like go get a bunch of fishes and like drain the fishes of their blood and then
Do they have
offer him
blood?
like a
I
bucket
think
of
they do.
fish blood and he'd be like, "Yay!"
I mean, it is blood.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it comes from.
So why is everybody like freaking out? Like,
Well, because
He likes taking
gets
it from
most
people.
of his power from like you killed the
oh,
guy.
it's like in Twilight where they're like, "I'm gonna eat some deer and it'll sustain me, but it's not the same."
Yes, like if you did the fish thing, Corn would be like, yeah, that's cool, I guess. But, you know, I'd really like it if you went and, like, killed your neighbor or whatever. And
Yeah.
you'd be like, oh, I don't know, Corn, that's kind of mean. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. The reason that's like that for anyone who didn't know already was because they're empowered by the greater, more ecstatic usages of whatever they're representing. For Corn, it's blood and murder and skulls. So the more intense, the more blood, the more murder involved, the more intense you push yourself to break yourself, to just go to the extreme, the more power they get from it. Whereas, like, yeah, they'll get something from the littler things, like you cut yourself. Well, it's blood. Cool. But that, or I cut off my entire arm and it's everywhere. And then I stab my neighbor with a shaft I cut off from my own arm. It's like super metal. It's that difference in tone is the amount of power they get from it. And they basically are all junkies for their own stuff. They are hooked on their own brand of chaos. And that is very much what empowers them. So, yeah, while they can get the littler stuff, they also really want the big stuff. It's also why, even though Corn in this one is being portrayed as honorable and straightforward and easy, he's not above being deceitful because there's plenty of stories that I'm just pulling a massive blank on right now where he has been shown to have cunning. It's tactical cunning, but he can do it. He will use subtlety and, some cases, psychers if it gets him what he wants. Although the psychers come far after the cunning. The cunning comes way sooner.
That is. You should do it.
Oh, nothing's ever good enough for men.
Well, yeah. That's all of the Chaos
I'm
Gods.
just kidding.
Fellas, are you a man if you are a primordial chaos
I suppose
energy
this is an
spirit?
assumption I'm making. Yes, you're correct.
No, she's
a lot
right.
of people use gendered pronouns for the Chaos Gods, although they don't really have genders per.
Except for Slanesh, who is, yes, multiple. At the same time, the only thing they wouldn't do is nothing because that would be so much an anathema. I don't think they can actually do that.
Say,
Right.
but it's just easier
It's
to
more of
refer
a
to them as such.
Yeah.
Projection of the speaker.
Right. Also, a couple important things. Corn, not down with the sex.
What do
he
you
does
mean
not
not?
like it.
What the? Oh,
Not nearly enough murder.
He's not down
Why
for it.
not?
Because that's a Slanesh thing.
Did he? Well, he's gonna have
God,
a
Flash or
wake-up call
Slanesh.
about why menstruation happens.
Yeah, but like he likes the blood part.
What do you
but,
mean
like,
not
if
down
you-
with the sex? What does that even mean?
Because that's not where he gets his power from, so he doesn't care about it.
So he's not
Yep.
against it.
Well, sex directly gives power to Slanesh, and he hates Slanesh more than anything, so
Oh my god.
he's pretty, like, aggressive towards it. In fact, in
Yeah.
Total War Warhammer, there is a random event that can occur where one of your armies can get, like, seduced
Ugh.
by a demon prince of Slanesh, and you have
Oh.
two options. Number one, instate a horny police, or castrate your entire force.
Oh no.
He is really not down with the sex.
sorry, they did what? That... Ah! Okay. So, yeah, Horny Police is the safer option because you just... Well, if you want to make them mad, cutting off bits would definitely be one way to do it.
They're going to become the Unsullied. Very unfortunate.
Oh,
also,
God, why'd you have to bring that up?
hates magic. Very much not into the magic.
Minus
also,
Lorgar.
guns, that's shit's for pussies. Get a fucking sword and get in there, idiot.
Okay, I'm down with the no gun thing, but the other bits, I don't think I like this
no
guy.
magic.
He hates all the things I like.
He is the god of hatred and violence and everything. So,
You could
know.
call him Hades.
You could call him Hades almost.
Hades,
Yeah,
although
I
it
just
wasn't
got that
Hades the
joke.
youngest one. I can't remember.
Debatable.
Hades, I believe, was the youngest one, yes.
Except
That's why
for
he got
actually
stuck
being
with the
older.
Lame job.
Yeah, he got stuck with the bad job.
Oh, poor guy. Although actually, like, that's got to be a hell of a man.
Although
cave
Persephone is
to
technically
sit
older
down
than
there and
Hades,
be
too.
like, set up a gaming PC. It doesn't sound so bad. Okay, so here's a thought. How do we know all this?
Lore.
Excellent question.
Fandom.
Wikipedia?
That would
Like,
actually be pretty
I guess-
accurate at this point.
So we don't really get the story from the god's perspective, right?
You get it from narrative
Generally.
novels
It's not
telling you a
like
bit about the
in
setting.
Sinbad, where we all realize something about ourselves when the lady.
It's true. It's, oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
What movie was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Oh, Sinbad. I
But
don't
you know,
think I've
part of
seen
that
that
story
movie.
is told from her perspective, so like we understand what she wants and you know her drive. But
Yeah, typically you don't get
Hmm.
perspectives of the Chaos Gods because they're the Chaos Gods.
yeah, they're
Too
floating around in the
incomprehensible.
ether somewhere.
A lot of the stuff that I've been talking about today and how Korn feels is interpreted. Some
Right.
of it is factual. For the example, he really doesn't like Slanesh.
Mm.
Although sometimes they will work together, all of them. And that's when things get really bad,
Right.
such as a certain heresy occurs.
Uh-oh. That is a
Mhm.
very expensive book. It just keeps going and going.
It just keeps going.
When did this come out? 4 months ago? At the time they're writing this, this book series has finally completed. I'm considering, depending on how much it is, buying a hardback copy if they ever put it out on eBay for a price that isn't no levels. Also considering everything on eBay right now is scalping. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Going.
It is completed
Apparently
now.
The last one is coming out. I don't believe that for a fact.
No, no.
It did actually happen.
I know about this. Oh my god, I know this. Oh my god,
It got
that's so
scalped
cool.
to hell and back.
You are.
The author everyone likes is writing it.
There's a few authors, yeah. Also, they have started to give hints that what comes after this will be called the Scouring. It's technically just part of the lore from this timeline where things happened, and that's cool. It's basically what happened after the heresy ended, but they were still getting rid of all the Chaos Warbands, or, well, what became the Chaos Warbands as the Traitor Legions were breaking down. Which means the Iron Cage might be in that time period. That'd be kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so that's Korn. Any closing thoughts? Any questions before we head out?
Therapy could help
Could help Korn.
God,
I mean,
yes.
everybody. But
If there was a
it
god of
sounds
therapy,
like-
they would
You're
just
assuming
drive
a
him
lot
crazy.
for a primordial.
I am. I'm sorry. I don't. So they're not like physical bodies. In order to whip someone across the galaxy, unless you're using magic, I would assume you need some sort of physical manifestation.
Sort of? I mean, they're chaos gods. Things can also just happen because they just happen. It's in the warp. That's bullshit, but it's the kind of bullshit that exists. So, honestly, the chaos gods even having bodies is somewhat debatable because they're talked as if they do, but at the same time, they're supposed to be the entire realm and the individual demons in it. But then there's also distinct beings that they can sometimes have, and there can be avatars. But is it really them or just an avatar they're showing to people and they're just an amorphous existence? I don't know. And it has been described multiple ways. So the answer is a very hard, I don't know. Maybe. But even more so than most of the maybes here because you get a lot of interpretation.
Yeah, I assume they have physical manifestations. Korn is
Maybe.
often depicted as in full armor.
So he's like Alphonse. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's kind of like Alphonse, but he's
Yeah,
like, really
Spike or
big
Alphonse
and,
Elric.
like on fire all the
I
time.
guess he'd be more like Barry the Chopper.
He's
Who?
like Satan.
Satan.
Satan. He's like Hades. He's Satan. He's your equivalent underworld god. So
Yeah,
next
except for the
time,
Persephone
we'll be
is
talking
more
about
Nurgle and it's
Slanesh.
creepy.
Ooh, sexy one.
And the reason why is because Slaanesh and Korn do not get along.
Oh, it's us. Is she flashing him?
Yes.
Oh, she's seen the art too. Oh my god.
Okay.
So she is getting shown these images along with us at the same time.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I want blood.
So is there an affordable way to get into the hobby?
That last line. Is there a affordable way to get into the hobby? Just cutting it right there because there's no answer that isn't. Please don't ask me how much the models on my shelf cost. I will have problems if I have to explain that. Also, if my wife is watching, they don't. Moving on. Let's just ignore this topic. I really love this one. I love seeing what happened. I love seeing him getting into it. And honestly, I love that little moment at the end where she finally asks, wait, is she flashing up? Because she's seeing the images too. So it's not just what was animated after the talk. He's actually bringing up the images he's drawn and they get to show them to her. So it's us and her seeing it at the same time. And I kind of like that we're getting the same reactions at the same time. It just makes it more engaging, I think. That said, I had no idea about Skarbrand's lore. I had somehow not known any of that. That was completely new to me. Which is one of the reasons I really like going into these videos because this is information that's probably obvious to some people. And I know a lot of things. I know a lot of surrounding things, but I didn't really know nearly as much about this specific Chaos God because, well, they mentioned he's the most straightforward and I kind of apparently overlooked him a lot because of that. I like Korn. As corny as that sounds, the joke had to be said, even if I already said it. It's a requirement. We get a contract whenever you make a YouTube video about Slaanesh or Korn. There's certain things you have to say, and then certain that you would like to, but also know YouTube doesn't appreciate it. When there's apparently a Slaanesh video, oh god, there is a Slaanesh video next. I didn't notice that until right now. Well, that's going to be interesting. Oh, yeah. More importantly, you guys know, there's a link below to the original video. I got to run and go adult and maybe just come back later and check out the next one because I want to see just how bad that gets. Oh my god, there's no way that's going up on YouTube. Oh, no. Oh. Advertiser friendly, my ass. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.